Now I ain't at 1,000 yet, but I'm well on the way. Like the toilet at your crib, same shit, different day. Get to talking out my ass with some sick shit to say. Another rhyme of verse of riddles like I ate some green eggs. Ain't the cat in the hat, but here's thing one and thing two. Nobody fucking with me, and I ain't fucking with you. You see, the rap is perfection, but this here ain't a game. It's like the spread of infection is killing everything lame. Adding this to the show is a hell of a mix. The concoction is lethal. Come and get you a fix. Next week we have 40. The content count is real. Come dose up with 39 and then see how you feel.
Stacks, come here. Put your clothes back on when we're done.
Alright.
I mean, it's his clothes. Stacks don't wear pants or anything like that, but he has that on daily.
That is very true.
It's true.
Like,
And they look completely fucking naked without it.
he's naked now.
Yeah.
Walking around with no clothes on.
Look at how much of an impact that little thing
Got your
has.
dick out and shit?
Walking out in the buff. It's funny that with his collar off, we say that, but his dick be out with the collar on all day.
Walking around with your dick out.
Look at
My
your
house.
dick.
It's funny how dogs just walk around your house with literally no clothes on.
Yeah.
Like if you were just a normal person, like that's
Get
not
the
so.
fuck out of here.
That's not acceptable.
Like
It's not acceptable.
think about it.
Even if it was my kid, you better put some motherfucking clothes on.
We're sitting here, right? Stacks walks out, no clothes on, dick all out, and if he wasn't fixed, his balls be hanging.
True.
Walk right past. We wouldn't say shit. Let us just be sitting here and like I don't know. One of us walk out like, oh shit, I'll be back. Go in the room and just come out naked and walk to the bathroom.
Yep.
We're gonna have a whole different conversation about how we'll never see that guy again, and we gotta kick that person off the podcast.
Pretty much.
Like, dude, we gotta find a way to kick him.
Definitely shouldn't be on the podcast.
How do we tell him it's because his dick is just out? Like,
Listen, bro, your dick was just out. Get the fuck out of here. You're not gonna be on the podcast anymore.
Oh man, what a way to be.
There's just certain situations you gotta be as straightforward with somebody. You know?
I think that's the case.
You gotta be like, listen, no, get the fuck out, because.
So you guys aren't down with that?
Walking around naked in front of everybody?
Right.
Like, no?
Okay, cool. Alright.
No, because like.
Just so I know where I stand.
Like in like a nudist? Oh, you were gonna like good. No.
In just like a random situation, or like in a place where that's where.
I'm glad I didn't say my answer first.
No. Like, excited and shit, like, no.
Of course not. Fuck. Fuck. What? Nothing.
It's like when dudes are walking around butt ass in the gym and like.
No, see.
That's a whole other topic.
Hold up.
That's not fucking called for.
It isn't, because you could just easily use a towel and just...
wrap it around your shit.
Put your stuff on underneath the towel, and then you're good, you know?
Or just like 2 seconds
Hold up.
if you have to.
That's the wind.
Goddamn. Anyway.
Two fucking seconds if you have to. Don't fucking walk around the gym butt ass naked. Just
I
like
can't stand that shit, man.
put some drawers on. How hard is it? You get out of the shower.
I get that most gyms don't have a very large towel selection in terms of size, you know? So most of the time your dick be out anyway if you try to put a towel. Like, you ever had the export towels? Export towels like a handkerchief.
I only bring my own towel.
Yeah, that's the only way it should go.
Yeah. I'm not trying to use the towels that other dudes just been
Exactly.
anyway.
Because I don't know how they clean that shit.
Right.
Like, and how often.
Yeah.
Well, see, the gym I go to, they clean it fairly often. Like, I watch them, like, they do it a lot. But it's a smaller gym, you know, very small membership and everything like that. It's not like it's expensive or anything. It's just not many people go there.
Yeah.
So they do it in a different way. Actually, the funny thing about my gym, are we starting the podcast kind of like this?
Well, we can. Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know.
I mean, that's not how I planned it, but we can do it.
We don't, I mean, if you want to start it that way, we can get into this right afterwards.
So whatever. I mean,
Okay. Well, either way, so my gym doesn't have lockers. They've got cubbies. Open cubbies. And hooks.
like
And mats that you put your shoes on.
So what I'm thinking...
like kindergarten.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah, exactly like kindergarten. I don't know how
I was
that...
thinking like, you know, professional like locker rooms, like...
No,
locker
there's
rooms.
not a locker room.
I thought that was like a cubby, you know, right? Or,
No, there's not even a locker room. It's like, so... It's a anytime.
Put your shit
It's an
outside?
anytime fitness, right?
So what? You just got like a slot for your shoes and like that's it?
Just listen.
Okay.
Anytime fitness. It's in the burbs, whatever, but it's near the job. The only way you can get in is a key fob to scan in. Like the door doesn't. It's locked. So anybody coming in is a member, right? Nobody scans in anybody else, and nobody else. Like it just doesn't happen for whatever reason. And I mean, you go in, they have like a little section where there's like, I don't know, probably like 40 cubbies, right? Like large ones, probably like 18 by 18 or something. Hooks, you throw your shit there and you just go do your thing. There's two bathrooms with showers, and then one other bathroom, and that's about it. You know, but at any given time, there's only probably like 5 or at the max 8 people in there.
Really?
It's not a big gym.
I feel you, but I still just rather have lockers.
Oh, agreed. The reason I thought about it the other day, I was sitting there taking my shoes off, you know, I'm like, I just stood up for a second. I'm just like, this seems really familiar. Then I flashed back to about, I don't know, what, 27 years or so, back to kindergarten. I was like, oh, this is exactly what this is.
Or even like the mosque. You know, you go take your shoes off, put them in a cubby hole with 1,000 other pairs of shoes for people who you don't know, and like somehow your dad knows everybody.
There's an episode of The Office where they do a Diwali party, and everybody has their shoes off, right? And Angela, like, you know, the office stiff, if you guys know The Office, right? They go outside and they're like, what are you doing? She's like, well, somebody's got to make sure nobody steals our shoes. I'm like, all right, well, that's, I guess, the culture shock, you know what I mean? But
yeah, for sure.
whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know, let's just get some actual beginning going here and introduce the show. Number one, we had a birthday of a veteran legend pass by recently. You know, Reggie Noble, Redman.
Redman, yep.
You know, Funk Doc.
You said he turned 49 years old?
49. And, you know, I figured you want to kind of celebrate with that, because I know he has music that's supposed to be on the horizon sometime soon. I'm ready for it. If you guys are not up on his catalog at this point, man, I feel bad for you. Better get on it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been going since like 1990.
Oh, Red's got a lot. But I think it's fair to say Redman has some throwaway albums.
He
like
does.
a lot of people. But he's put out so many that I think it's inevitable. You know, his best work is obviously his beginnings works, like what the album Muddy Waters and stuff like that.
Right.
Those are probably, you know, my favorites. And then I love Docs the Name 2000. That's what Docs the Name is great.
And real quick, we didn't even get all the way into the beginning. You are now in tune with the Kiona and Kasson podcast. This is episode 39.
39.
Man,
we're wrong.
We about to be 40.
Yeah, you know, we're about to hit the next
That's
10.
another little milestone right there.
It is.
40 episodes.
That's right.
It is. So,
Yeah.
I am your host, Adam. I'm here with my brother, Osama, my homie, Dave, and Stacks running around. There you go.
You can hear him
He
clicking,
heard the show starting, so he wanted to get involved. But, what's up, my co-host, man? How y'all doing? How's the week?
Ah, man, just glad it's over, bro. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I don't even want to relive it.
It was a long week, I felt like.
Dude, it wouldn't stop.
It took a long time to get
On Wednesday, I thought it should have been Friday.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It just did not want to end.
Yeah. You know, usually, like, I try to psych myself out in those days, so if I wake up and I think it's the wrong day, I'm usually, like, a day ahead. Like, Wednesday we'll get here, I'm like,
You
Tuesday,
mean
right?
internally?
Yeah, and I'll be like, oh, it's Tuesday, right? And then somebody's like, no, it's Wednesday. And I'm like, yo, I can never be disappointed if it goes this way regularly.
You mean you're a day behind?
Somehow.
So you said ahead.
You did.
Yeah.
Well,
no, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a dope strategy because you basically surprise yourself every
I psych
day.
myself into making that the case somehow, because I never think that it's like
So you're living in the past.
living in the present, but my present.
Right.
I don't know.
Because he is.
Would you try to just spit a bar or something? What the hell? I'm living in the present, but the present is the past.
No, I ain't got to spit up. I mean, I probably do. But I've had enough. Look, it's been, what, 38 weeks now of just rapping and tapping, spitting and skitting and shit.
Okay. Okay.
What's that name?
I forgot what it was.
Yo.
Tapping, spitting,
Oh, it's Pusha.
and shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
But yeah, so I'm really excited for some Redman music to come out.
Yes, sir.
Do you guys have any predictions, any ideas, maybe any inside information?
No.
When the fuck this shit's supposed to come out?
So I don't. But
The way you started that was
So,
like a great amount of information was coming.
about to hit y'all with it, and none of it.
and it was like I
Pretty much.
blocked that shit.
He's been releasing like snippets of stuff he's working on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
I seen like maybe one clip. I thought it wasn't I thought it was on just like something he posted, like not the live. But I wish I would have checked that out.
Yeah. So through that, from what I've been hearing, man. Yeah, it's just it's gonna be good, man. Like, yeah.
Is he? How's the flow? How's the?
So I didn't really hear any rap, so it was just.
He put out a song from a new one. You guys didn't hear it yet?
No.
I forgot what it's called.
You don't want to hear it?
Do I? Oh, I do want to hear the album.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Let me see. He just put it. I love hip hop.
Is that what it's called? Sound like some live shit?
Nah, it's the single from the shit, but I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go to play the whole thing. We're not doing sleepers and shit. Oh, by the way, fair use, right? Hopefully. I don't know if that. Listen, if it makes anybody happy, if it satisfies anybody, no, we don't make any money off this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So.
He said, by the way, fair use. I don't know if that makes anybody happy.
I mean, yeah, you know. But if you're trying to come at us, you ain't gonna get shit. That's how much money we make is nothing. But
It's true.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's another one of those albums that I feel is
Fair
highly
use.
anticipated at this point.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a lot of stuff about it since early last year.
Exactly.
Is there a date for it to come out?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
No date.
Nope.
Well, that's interesting.
Like if it were in the source, it would say TBA.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that means it's never coming out.
I suppose.
It's another one of those.
Who's it dropping from? Or who's
The
he on?
label? I'm not sure.
Is he on Def Jam
I
still?
wonder if this says it.
I don't know.
Can't be still on Def Jam, right? If he's I mean, there's some acts who are still probably on Def Jam,
I
but
could see him going independent, but I could also see him still being with Def.
yeah, at this point, right? Like he has I think the ability to do something maybe independent, but who knows? Maybe the distribution of it, you want something like a Def Jam to be part of it,
Right.
you know?
Yeah,
And
I don't know how to find
and
it.
if
Apple
he's
Music.
still part of Def Jam, or that must mean that he's had a pretty good relationship with them to this point, because he's been with them forever. But I don't know. But I mean, I do want to hear it. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few artists. I thought about this actually a few days ago. If LL Cool J put out an album, I'd
Man,
listen to
I
that
was
shit.
thinking about LL Cool J, and I was like, I
Nah.
wonder if anybody even like puts him up there as like.
You have to, but
It's earlier shit before he became like
Of
an
course.
R&B
Of
fucking
course.
goddess.
no, goddess. But no,
Hey, Lover.
no, you gotta
That shit
take
is so sick.
once that you gotta just separate.
Doing it right.
You gotta separate the actor L from
Exactly.
the rapper LL because
Yeah.
they're just two different people. He transitioned.
But even his lyrics, like
Kind of.
it was like earlier in his career, like he was going hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, he's pretty much one of the originators of like new school like rap, I believe, in terms of like, because he came out in '85 with Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was the
But he
first.
hasn't been-
He was the first on Def Jam, wasn't he?
One of, I would imagine.
I thought he was, if one of, if not the first,
Right.
first act, or maybe the first act was Run DMC.
Public Enemy was never on Def Jam, right?
I can't confirm nor deny, but I mean, I don't know.
That's
But
just another way of saying, I don't know. I cannot confirm
No,
nor
because
deny
part of
that
me
because
wants to
I do
say
not
yeah.
know the answer to that.
This is, let me tell you how I kind of like try to remember it, just by picturing the back of their albums.
Yo, we need Maisha on this show so that she could just like.
Right? She always got some knowledge.
Yeah.
She
Yo,
always drops some
but
knowledge.
I'ma say-
shout out to Maisha.
Yeah, shout out to Maisha. But I will say that you have the ability and the privilege of being able to research all this, and we don't know whether or not you did that or not.
Are you say Von to do? You say Von to do?
No, but I do.
Alright, come on.
But I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt and say you definitely, you've helped us out a lot with a lot of that information.
Definitely.
I was reading the other day. I was like, damn, we don't know shit.
For real though.
Like, man, we need to say Von.
She is always correcting us. I was like, okay, thank you.
We ain't got. We don't know.
Some behind the camera workers who want to just Google things.
Yeah,
for
guys.
the podcast.
If we have somebody out there who's
It's gonna have to be pro bono.
intern.
Like we said earlier, we did not make any money.
What is
Any money
it?
on this podcast.
We're gonna be like, you can intern for credit, not college credit, but credit.
Right.
You get some credit for doing what you did, while by a handshake and possibly some lunch.
There you go.
Give you a high five and how you.
Yeah, man. Somebody draw a cartoon.
I mean,
of
yeah,
it.
shit. We, treat him to some lunch or something like that.
Right.
But,
Yeah, there's a lot of different
But, like,
lunches.
once you-
$5 and under and shit.
But once you
Yo,
start,
Big-
you're pretty
Wendy's
much,
got
yeah,
that.
I'm only giving you lunch one time.
Wendy's got that $5
that
joint
biggie
now.
box, yo. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, that shit came in handy the other day.
It really did.
Dude gave me 2 cheeseburgers.
It is
I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know.
Why not?
It was some weird line shit that he was just like, man, I'm gonna give you 2 because they people.
He said that?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I was
He's
cool,
like,
bro.
really, I made this other one and
Man,
I was
bro,
supposed to put it
you
in
know
that
what?
bag.
You know
but I
the
forgot.
You know what, bro?
So I'll just give it to you.
This man was a dick, so and he's gone. So just take this one.
Well, I don't think that guy, he wouldn't watch this. Anyway, so what
Yeah,
happened
he
was
might.
I
You
went
never
into
know.
the Wendy's parking lot, right? I got into the Wendy's parking lot. There was a car at the thing, right? And there was a car in front of them. And the girl, they were laughing in the car and they were ordering whatever. I didn't hear what they were saying, but the car in front of them hadn't moved. And I ordered, and I pulled up, and the car in front of them still hadn't moved. So they beeped, and the dude didn't move. So obviously I'm like, well, I'm gonna beep, and I don't give a fuck. I was like, and I'm on there for like 10 seconds. 10 seconds of nice beeping, right? Just
He
straight,
said nice beef.
straight horning, straight giving them the horn. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you.
Well, that could be
You
taken.
gotta have a
Depending
pause
on what the
spot.
situation
That could be taken into a. That could be. Anyway.
This is true. But
So
I get that.
the
Preemptive.
girl
behind
moved.
the wheel.
Preemptive.
You know?
So the girl moved up to the window, right? And I wasn't paying attention because like I was just talking to the people at the car. I was like, "What the fuck y'all doing?" And so I'm looking up and I kind of start creeping up and I stopped because the girl was backing up and the guy at the window had to stop her. He's like, yo, you're gonna hit him. And she wasn't going to, but you know, whatever. And I guess he realized she was drunk, and I guess he realized she was drunk.
It's like, oh.
So it was her and her man. They just dipped off. I was like, okay, whatever. So I pull up to the window, and actually I pull up, and he's like, can you pull up real quick? I'm gonna give these people their stuff. I was like, cool. So I back up, and he was like, man, I'm gonna give you 2 burgers. He was like, cause you know she was drunk, she almost hit you. Everybody's on the horn. I don't know, and like, and he didn't. I guess he didn't know that I was the one beeping, because I wanted my motherfucking Wendy's so I could get home. This was Wednesday night, the night I only had 2 hours of sleep. Partly because I ate Wendy's at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning.
This was his way of settling customer discrepancies, man. He was like, look, I'll just give you guys an extra cheeseburger, and then you won't complain that you had to wait, because I'm not trying to hear that. You know? Like,
Man, he could have gave me more nuggets or something. He gave me. I was like, I
just
don't.
take the shit and get the fuck out
I'm
of here.
like, how are you even complaining in that? Though?
I didn't ask for another. I didn't ask for the burger. I asked for my burger that I paid for.
But look, he gave you a free burger, so whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying I could have used some nuggets instead of a burger.
You need to.
The burger is the main course. How many main courses do you need? But there's mad appetizers. Give me some appetizers.
Right, but I mean, like, you got another main course, though, so it's like, how are you...
I'm one man, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Let me tell you
I don't
something.
need that much.
As flippy floppy as this mind state is that he's thinking, it just brings me to another part of the times in which we were
Flip
flippy floppy.
these, all right?
Yes.
You know, from episode 37 to episode 38, you
Yeah.
might have noticed a couple of Space Jam 2 LeBron conversations.
Yes.
I would like to note, for those of you who are watching, first of all, I'm sorry for the inconsistency that these two were bringing to the show. But I kept my argument the same. And you guys,
What would you
I
argue?
really just
So
bring
you're
this
right.
up more or less because
You're right.
you guys
I don't.
were
But see,
on me
the
for
thing
saying
is
that I
that
wouldn't do
The
Space Jam
thing
2.
is that I definitely admit to being flippy floppy on it because I have seen different perspectives on it.
And I admit to not watching it, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think he's talking about watching the show. I think he's talking about Space Jam 2.
Right, well, yeah, right.
Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about in general, so that's what I'm saying. I didn't watch
Literally, I'm talking about
He literally
Space
just
Jam
said
2
what he was talking
and
about
LeBron.
right now. Like,
And when you put those together, one is supposed to be making the other, and fuck that and them. And that was
But
my
what are you
stance.
saying that I did? What was my stance that I flipped on?
You said, first of all, on 37, you were agreeing that, yeah, fuck that, doesn't need to happen.
It
Like, why is
doesn't.
he even doing it? And you were criticizing it. And then,
But
last
that's the difference.
episode,
No.
number 38,
I'll
he's
defend
like, yo,
myself.
he was
We should've
actually
done-
like on it though.
I'll defend myself.
You were
know what I'm
on it.
and
I'll defend myself.
we
No,
it's video proof.
Hold on.
You just gotta check YouTube channel. You
I'll
know what I'm
defend
saying?
myself. The second conversation,
Right.
I was saying, why would he turn it down?
Right.
The first one wasn't that. The first one was saying he shouldn't do it right? If I were him, I wouldn't.
I think.
But why would he turn it down?
I think you need to go back and listen.
But
if this is the way you are interpreting.
That's how I feel. No, the two conversations were too different. I said the second one was involving why would he turn down what it's Disney? Who's it? Fox or what? Whoever's owns Space Jam and who's creating it. Why would he turn down this crazy amount of money that's coming to him?
If you want to know why he'll turn it down, go back to episode 37 and listen to your argument because it's as simple as that.
I'm like you, sir. I don't live in the past.
I love it. We gotta hold ourselves accountable on this podcast here.
Very true.
We're not the only ones who are just sitting around
No,
talking
hold
to people
these,
and listening.
right? I'm not.
So if you're gonna report information one way and then just completely flippity floppity to the next one. Opposite shout out to your train of thought, you know, and opposite shout out to Glenn.
Hey, opposite shout out to
It
Glenn.
just rolls up into that.
And just any time, you know.
It does.
But
What's up, buddy?
it is what it is.
What's up?
So I just want to address that because I figured, you know, if I notice the inconsistency, I know y'all noticed their inconsistency.
Whatever, bro.
Yes. So
Anyway, now that we've gotten past that,
yes.
because I didn't watch it, so I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm sticks by my story that I said the thing I said on the second time we were talking about it. Oh, yeah.
That was good.
I don't think so.
That wasn't that good.
I don't think so.
Like, man, I tried.
So, have either of you watched the D-Rose doc?
No,
I've not watched it.
I'm waiting to stock up one on Kleenex.
It does seem like it's going to be a bit tear.
And I want to make sure I can watch it on, like, TV.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to watch it on my phone.
Yeah, right.
I don't either, but I don't know, like, if they have it on a channel, on a certain network, on a certain
They
streaming
said there's,
platform.
like, 7
right now,
or
it's
8
literally just a
platforms,
link.
right?
It's literally just a link right now.
I saw something the other day that said it's open. You can watch it whenever you want now. It's, like, open to being able to watch.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to have to find out where.
Yeah.
Because,
But I want to make sure I can stream it onto a TV. I really don't want to sit there and watch it on my phone. No. That'd be whack. Really fucking stupid.
true, I agree. But, you know, sometimes what you got.
No. But I did watch the minute clip.
He said no.
No, I did watch that minute long
Definitely did
clip.
say no. It was a
Gosh and shit.
No, the minute long clip of him, like, dude, that was a really fucking. He was like, "You're lying." No, he was like, when he started bawling, I was like, "Fuck!" Like, I can feel how he probably felt. Like, I was thinking about, okay, so what kind of emotions were rolling through his head? You ever seen that movie 187?
I have.
Remember Method Man was in that movie for like 3 seconds?
I don't remember that.
He's the one that stabbed Samuel L. Jackson. He's the Method Man. He came with
I haven't really seen that in a while. I don't really know.
Well, I've seen it enough to know. Like, there's that point where I think he stabbed him in the school or something like that. And Method Man had like, or maybe not in the schools, but Method Man had it's back when he had the twists, and he had like he would wear the fucking the blind eye or the clear eye or whatever it is, blink, the blink eye, and he walked out, he's like 187, like stabbed the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Was that a good reenactment of Method Man?
I believe so.
All right, cool.
Sounds like it was good enough.
That movie, it's crazy how it ended. When he played Russian roulette at the end, it's crazy shit.
Somebody got to die. You know?
If I go, you got to go.
Well, no, not really. If I go, then you don't got to go. But if you go,
Did
then I
you
got to go.
hear the story?
How?
If you go, then I don't got to go.
There you go.
Did you hear the story? Before we get back to what story we were actually talking about, which is Derrick Rose, of just recently, I think it was on the South Side or something. A guy tried to rob a man, and the man had a conceal and carry. So the robber shot the guy, the victim, and the victim pulled out his conceal and carry and shot him, and they both died.
That's horrible.
Wait, where was that?
It was in Chicago just recently.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was like some old-fashioned, like, Old West shit.
That's some
Crazy
crazy
to
shit.
ban guns.
I don't think they're gonna do that. That won't happen. There's too many. Before getting political, there's too many interest groups.
I'll throw this book at you.
Too many interest groups.
Yeah.
But back to what you were gonna say.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, hold on a second, because if you are a Derrick Rose hater, somebody who denounced him once he left and all that, this conversation ain't for you. You can go ahead and skip forward. Cause,
Hell yeah, man.
Ain't nobody paying attention.
We do need it. With that, That needs to be said for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I totally
Because even now, like, people are super fucking flip-floppy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Even with that clip we were talking about with him finding out he was traded, there's some bad people commenting like, oh, well, you shouldn't have sucked. I'm like, yo.
what the? No, not even that. I'm talking about even as recent as this season. Like, Derek scores 50. Everybody's like, damn, Derek gets consistently better. Derek's doing his thing. Gets a little injured. Oh, see, he always gets injured. Derek comes back. Oh, he is doing his thing. Derek has to go out because he has bone particles in his elbow. Like, it's not like this motherfucker was like, well, I need an injury, so bam, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
He broke it before.
Like, it's just insane to me.
But yeah, there's a whole lot of fucking flip-floppiness. First of all, this whole episode, really. But then...
Fuck you, motherfucker. You think you're slick talking all that shit.
Ask her that bitch for some money.
She's like, ask her that bitch for some money.
Yo.
But no, I definitely don't like that shit. Like, I don't know. People act as if like injuries are you should be injury free and be injury. What's the word? Injury proof. You know, like it should never happen because you're in the NBA. These players are playing fucking at a much higher pace than most people who talk shit ever played.
Yeah,
right?
agreed.
Like, it's crazy because even think about it. There's playing pickup ball to go into a league. It's different in that sense. And we're talking about recreational leagues. Like, to play on a clock is much different than playing on to a score. Yeah. Right? And I'm not saying that, like, a recreational league is, like, whatever. But I'm just saying you can notice from there. So if you were to extrapolate that and say from a person who don't know shit, right, just wants to talk as much shit as they can, from buying a fucking, keyboard or what have you, right, all the way to a league, the 12th motherfucking man on a bench, right? They play at a fucking pace that most people can't comprehend, right? They're larger, they're heavier,
they're playing against
faster,
bigger guys.
They cut quicker. They're banging against guys that is just as big, if not bigger, right?
Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Pause. Right. But look, man, I ain't with this. I can't keep going with. I'm a pause when I feel like pausing, but if I don't pause, it's fuck pausing. Anyway,
if you don't pause, then it's just anti-pause.
Whatever, man.
So you better pause.
Pause these. But no. What was I saying before you rudely interrupted me?
They're banging against bigger dudes.
No, so fuck you, man. So look, but what I'm saying is like, it's like when you're gonna talk some sort of shit, it needs to come from a place of some sort of knowledge, right? Or a place of, you have some sort of, some sight into what it takes to do that, right? You've gone to a camp, or you've played ball, I don't know. But you can't just talk out of your ass without having some sort of, background in whatever you're talking about.
Now, some elements of that I disagree. Only when it comes to injuries do I feel that way. When you are in a public eye like that, you leave yourself open to any scrutiny.
Oh, I agree, but that's fine. But I'm talking about
only injury from an injury standpoint. Do I agree with that? I
agree that as an artist, athlete, or an entertainer, or whatnot, yes, you should. But from the perspective of the person who's doing it, man, motherfucker, you better have some sort of like something that allows you to talk this. Like, I don't want to hear your fucking point of view on everything because it's not valid in every arena. You may be an expert in something, you know what I mean? But most of these people talking shit ain't experts in anything, And if they're experts, it's not in a sport. Right. It's not an athletic thing. Most people critical of sport, or people who play sports, are people who aren't really sports, like people who've actually played.
I agree.
And if they are, I question it. I don't get it. Like, I don't know, man.
In the words of Joey from Friends, because this actually really applies here, it's a moot point.
It's a moot point.
It's like a cow's opinion. It doesn't matter. A moo point.
He missed a moo. Instead of moot, and he thought it came from moo. Right. But anyway, you're right.
Make a lot of sense.
I agree. I don't know. I just really hate critics who, I get it. People have to create their own lane. They have to have a job, but I don't get criticizing for just the sake of criticizing. You know,
because your job is being a critic. That's what everybody is nowadays. It's social media allowed.
Okay, then there's got to be some sort of criteria.
Also, I don't know.
There was this much criticism.
Siskel and Ebert
at any point
judged movies because of their background. Like, they were educated in such things.
Correct.
Right? People valued their opinions because of this effect. People like Michael Wilbon. They like Stephen A. Smith. They like these people. Why? Because of their knowledge.
Well, it's also an objective conversation to some degree, you know? I mean, they have their biases, obviously, but they try to see both sides. They're not constantly criticizing somebody.
Agreed, but that's moo.
I was going to say that actually.
It's moo.
But it's not moo. It's not moo.
It is, because regardless of what they're talking about,
I'm supporting your point.
I know, but I'm saying, regardless of what their opinion is, I don't mind what an opinionated person states, as long as what they're talking about, they can say that they have some sort of a knowledge or background in this.
I agree with you.
You get what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is they're speaking to some degree of knowledge, whether it's first-hand or second-hand experience, whatever the case is. But they're also, being that they have that background and that knowledge, they're able to speak from an objective standpoint.
Okay, yeah, exactly, yeah. And whereas there's people that you see on, like, you don't see many sports analysts who don't at least know their fucking sports history.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
Well, they wouldn't be on the air, I feel, if they didn't.
And that's why most of these motherfuckers who talk shit don't be on air. Why? Because they don't. Their opinions
are moo.
You fucking moo motherfuckers.
We're done with that. So.
No. Moo.
I feel like you don't have to be done with moo.
Now we're done with moo. No, but it's just one of those things that, like, I get pretty passionate about, because I just hate that, like, people act as if, you know, it's easy to undergo 3 knee surgeries.
Yeah.
Right? And fuck the physical aspect of it. Mentally, it's not that easy to fail over and over again by no fault of your own.
Coming back from one knee thing like that, and then being able to mentally recover 100%.
I don't think you could fault somebody on
an injury. Then again, yeah.
It's like, do you think they wanted? Do you think Derek wanted any of that? He was on pace for one of the best seasons of all time, right? In my opinion, like, Derek was just a motherfucking monster, and then this happened. So,
and then came back and almost did it again.
Yeah. So, when it comes down to it, yes, we're gonna watch that fucking shit, and I think we should all watch it together. That'd be dope.
I agree with that.
But
should Twitch it or something. Either their version of Twitch, like watching something.
We could just stream ourselves watching.
We're just gonna be sitting there like,
yeah, I will not have a camera on my face
back and
during
forth
that situation.
between excitement and sadness.
Be dropping tears like fucking dumps.
Because even in the parts, even in the highlights, or like he's at the peak.
I mean, I dropped dumps.
You could have done better than that.
I couldn't think of anything.
You really couldn't?
No.
You really couldn't?
Like dimes.
Really
this is why his whole rap career lasted 1 episode.
Yo, my man was going hard as hell for like an hour.
You know what, man? What's next?
Pause.
Dick. I didn't say I had a rap career. I was just chilling, rapping while we were.
That was the equivalent of your rap career.
I was just rapping and waiting.
It was documented, and it only lasted for a minute and a half.
I'm glad you stretched that along for myself. I mean, it could have been about 50 seconds.
Let me tell you something. When I put that, there was probably about another 30, 40 seconds worth of stuff that I wanted to use. But I was like, 2.5 minutes is a little long for this beginning part.
Bars.
I was like, my bars. No, they're really bad bars.
They were bad bars.
Bad bars.
And I usually only take about 35, 40 seconds.
Okay, so speaking of bad bars, and I apologize for interjecting, but Blueface, is his name right?
He still has more bars.
My man he has 3 freestyles out right now.
The guy that talks like this and raps like what he doesn't rap on the beat.
And people are calling him like prolific and like
Tatiano himself.
He is the next thing, and like they love his
flow. On the deadlocks.
What is why do people love his flow? Like that's some Silk the Shocker shit. And
because
people hated him Silk the Shocker.
They really
Silk's
just
probably
enjoyed to bust it down.
Right, exactly.
Silk's at home like
his son or some shit. Like I don't know.
Tatiana has become a club hit, and people love club hits. I don't personally.
Yo,
love
Silk
cover.
the Shockers in his like
No,
like,
but like
studio
people
with
like
the-
judging him off the freestyles, like, oh, this man's gonna be next. Like he's just amazing, like this and that.
Silk the Shockers probably in a little studio apartment in like Louisiana, like
Shook.
I feel like
Why?
we're
Took my whole shit.
why?
I feel like we should be moving past the era where the machine controls who is the next big thing.
No, because the machine got bigger and stronger.
The machine now has fucking just computers to get your streams up like crazy.
It's
That's what really
it's plug and
puts
play.
you up. Yeah.
It's plug and play like a
Which,
motherfucker.
if you wanna help us out, no.
Just set up like 3 or 4 computers in your house.
Please do
Just
that.
on YouTube, you know, and under different
Go
email
out.
addresses.
Buy 2 to 3 laptops, tablets, whatever, phones,
Your phone,
devices.
you know.
Snatch up some internet.
Call your peoples. Tell them to call their peoples.
Just have a big, just host a party and just have everybody bring 3 computers for entrance. And then just all subscribe from different email addresses and stream from every one of those emails.
It's got wild quickly.
I don't know. That's what we need in life. In order for us to actually start making money off this podcast.
Fraudulent YouTube account started through us.
That's right, damn it.
No, we are
But
not
we
going to
we
form
don't-
fake
we don't know what
accounts.
you're talking about.
No,
Like,
no, we're not
Go
gonna
to this
form
episode and shit. Like,
it, you know.
We will
But
not
hey,
be forming fake accounts.
While we're on the note, don't forget Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts. We're everywhere.
We are everywhere you ain't never there.
we're everywhere you need us.
And why would I ever care?
Pound for pound.
God damn it, you gotta stop that
around
shit.
here.
Why?
No, you didn't just get
Throw
off
a
that.
belt at his ass.
Spin
Shit.
Nova verses. What you talking about?
Pause.
Excluding
He's got
nobody.
Hey, Sam's got some fire ass bars when they're other people's bars.
Sam's got a great rap voice, but when rapping other people's shit,
Right. You know. It's all good. Look,
you
the reason
sound
why-
dope as fuck when you rhyme other people's shit.
You want to spit a hot 16 from somebody right now? T.I.? Is that where you're at? No? Alright, cool. So,
Bitter as hell right now.
yeah. There was some music that came out.
Nah, I'm
Why
not.
he,
I'm no
he
rapper.
leaves his own house and shit. Like,
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
fuck this place.
I'm out.
Fucking hate this place.
Peace out.
I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't go after you until after the show ended. And
That's
I'd be like,
messed up.
I should probably find out.
He's like, you got a hot ass 30 minutes left.
Like, yo,
I'm
I
just,
answered
I'm
the
just
phone.
behind the door waiting. Nobody came to get me. Sitting on the first step, whining.
That's messed up.
Go cry in the car.
You can't sit down there and
Yo,
whine.
bro.
How are we gonna finish the
I
show
can't even
without
cry in the car
interruption?
because my keys up here. You gotta cry on the stairs.
You don't cry in the car.
Cry on the front stairs.
Can't
It's
even
real
cry
windy
because the
out.
wind's blowing the tears
Yeah,
back in my
what the fuck?
face.
What the fuck is this hurricane ass wind we got going on right now?
Yeah.
Yo, this wind is fucked up.
What's happening?
Yo,
I don't like it.
Since my job involves pouring off water samples, let me tell you, it's not the easiest thing to pour off water samples at 50 miles an hour winds.
No.
Literally, it's just like I was pouring it and it was just flying that way. It was- I don't know what to do here. Like,
You know how hard it is to light a cigarette in this wind? It doesn't matter. I mean, then you like if I had a torch lighter, it might be a different story.
First world problem.
I'm sitting here
hell
like,
yeah, I can't smoke my nicotine.
Yes, like,
Listen.
Can't you just light it like this? Like,
I tried, but like apparently the wind was getting through my fingers or something.
I'm over here trying to stock a wood cart with this shit, trying to fly out and hit people's cars and shit.
You think I'm not worried about my car? Of course I am. That's why I was smoking so many cigarettes.
what the fuck?
What does that even mean?
Look, let me tell you something. First of all, right? I came home from work today. I turned into the cul-de-sac or the subdivision, and these motherfuckers on the side have a trampoline, right, with like a big gate around the side, and there's trees
Next to the
that-
driveway?
damn near like they have a big grass on the side, whatever. But there's 2 big ass trees that are like and not really big. You know what I mean when I say big. They're not, but for that area.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're-
big. It means big.
Because, well, they live in a place where the trees were just planted in the last
God.
15 years. or so.
15, no, not even. Well, yeah,
About
about
it.
15 years. So they're all very skinny trees.
But anyway,
It's
so
just terrible.
the fucking wind blew this trampoline and it got stuck between those 2 trees, which are like right by the
No
curb,
shit.
and the legs were out into the street, and I'm like, what the fuck, you know? Listen,
Your luck, it just, BAM!
I know. I was like, as I passed by this, I stepped on the gas and shit.
Hell yeah. Man, nothing happened. Right.
That would be fucked up. Like, what would happen? Would your car just start tumbling and shit?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think that would be the case, but it probably wouldn't be good for the car. You know.
Speaking of this, have you seen the video of this tornado, right? And the guy flew away with where like
Yeah, you know that thing.
Did you see this? So there's like some sort of crazy wind tornado is happening, right? I guess I don't know if the tornado is coming but there's mad wind. So where are they at? On like a table with the umbrella?
He was like in front of a restaurant, yeah, like one of those things.
Yeah, and he was hiding underneath it, on top of it like this, right? And the wind took him.
He just left.
Gone.
It was like when Mary Poppins opens up her umbrella, she was just gone. It was like that.
It was the quickest. Like his boys looked like they tried to, and it was gone.
Oh, that's horrible.
And like, my question is, one, I want to know if dude lived, right? Like, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Firstly, because
he was like fucking Miss Mary Mac.
The way he shot up in the
it was like
the way he shot up in the air. The way he shot up in the air, I don't think he didn't stop at 50 feet.
Yeah, really. He jumped so high.
It looked like he was just like.
No, you died after the. You're coming down.
He hit the atmosphere and froze and then just fell back down.
I'm assuming debris might smack you if you happen to be somehow caught in a tornado.
Yeah.
I'm assuming debris might smack you, right? I mean,
I wouldn't imagine. Yeah.
But was it?
Or do you get caught and then does it just like sling you, or do you get like? Do you just be like dancing with it?
It's like somebody's giving you a swirly, but like they won't stop. You can't get out of the cycle.
I don't think that's the same thing.
No.
So what I think.
Well, I never had a swirly, so I couldn't tell you. But
me neither, but I don't.
I think
one's in a toilet.
To the top.
One's in the
That's what I said.
You travel to the top to get into the eye, and then
you just fall in the middle.
You fall. In the
so it like shoots you up, and then you come down.
I think
it's like a whirlpool type of thing.
So like you build up. And then come down?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that sounds like a fun-ass ride. I know it's not. I know it's not. I'm not.
You're dying.
I don't want to make light of tornadoes in any way. But theoretically, that sounds fun.
I mean, listen. I like roller coasters. That's all I'll say about that.
Like, not that it would be, not that you would live or it would be enjoyable.
Neither of you should do that.
No. The last thing I'm doing is chasing a storm. Those motherfuckers are crazy.
Oh, but one of the best movies of all time is Twister.
Oh yeah, I agree. What the fuck is wrong with them?
That was the first DVD we ever bought.
That was the stupidest thing.
I wonder what our first DVD ever bought was. It took a while. I didn't buy no DVDs.
No, I'm not sure if it was.
We didn't even have DVDs.
I'm not sure if it was that or Perfect Storm.
We held out a VHS
Perfect
as long
Storm
as
is a good fucking movie.
Might have been Perfect Storm.
Yeah, we did have VHS for a minute. Like, we gonna buy DVDs, bro?
We had a shit ton of VHS.
Oh yeah.
You know what I thought about the other day? So, I remember when I was younger, Pops, I really wanted a fucking tape player, man. I didn't have one. Like, I wanted a Walkman. And I asked Pops to give me it. And he wouldn't, for like mad weeks, like, I was like, yo, I need, like, I begged for the shit, right? I'm like, yo, come on, man, get it for me. I was young.
Yeah.
And I thought about it to this day. I was like, man, he's probably waiting for his check. Like, I'll be waiting for my check. Like,
this is true.
You know what so like now that's a different perspective. You'd be like, man, I can appreciate it more now.
But you know what? No, because if you weren't financially ready to blow the money on me, like you knew I was gonna want you to.
This man said blow the money on me.
No, regardless of that, that's
beside
beside the point. That's not the part of the story that
point.
matters. Anyway, so I just thought about the other day. I still have that cassette player. It's a little Philips Walkman. I don't know if it works. I mean, but I do have it still.
Yeah.
But that's a crazy perspective to think of. Like, Pops is probably like, man, I gotta wait for the next check, son. Like, and you don't want to. I don't understand that. I'm just like, yo, I want my motherfucking tape player, bro.
For real.
Trying to listen to this MC
What's
Hammer
funny about that is, right, is it brings me to the future now, which was the future then and is now the present.
You live in the past a lot, man. Like,
no, it brought me up. Just listen.
You got a time machine we don't know about? You just talking about coming from the past, the front?
Like Stewie got that disc they just throw out and they stand on and they fucking go somewhere else and he has like...
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I want to do? Let's go play ball at Mayfair 18 years ago.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That'd be pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
Anyway. Made me sad.
So yeah, that brings me to the idea that like I have no money management ability. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Now, back then, right, we weren't able to get whatever the fuck we wanted at any given time. We got a lot. We weren't able to get anything. So now, like, now that I can just go and blow my money on my own shit, I'm broke every fucking 2 weeks. It's like
you gotta get better at that.
I'm bad at it. And you know what the thing is? I don't even have that much to show for it. I don't know where my money goes. I have a car note. I have a fucking cell phone bill. I have insurance. I have, name it. Just like a good 15 things. But I feel like I should still have something left.
No, that's the point. You should, and that's how they make it. That's why this podcast got to get popping. So what is up?
Yeah, you want more content? We'll fight for a Content King title. I don't give a fuck.
No,
we just need the time.
I mean, it'd be nice to get a. I think the key, man, is to keep on pushing because having content is dope. And it's not like we've said it. I mean, we haven't talked about this in some episodes, but like this is definitely what it is that we would we have these conversations in their entirety. Regardless of whether or not the camera's on. So turning it on and uploading it and let people get a little glimpse of our lives and our weird minds.
And I'm saying you guys really should just see the pre-production on these things. You probably won't, but you should because it's very fucking entertaining.
Pre-production usually a better TV show or usually a better show.
Pre-production is like the non-PC version of this.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for my parents' sake, I won't.
Back to money management. I don't know the best ways to do it. But it's always keeping a schedule.
Yeah.
Day by day.
It's also, I think it starts with keeping track of your spending.
No, so that's what that is. Keeping a schedule. It's just kind of like planning your whole.
I'd probably guess and say a lot.
I got worse as time went by, man. I mean, look, I make more money now than I did like 5 years ago, right? But along with that came just more, somehow, you would think,
Yeah, more expenses, yeah.
I'm betting you it's more than anything money. I mean, not money, food.
It's possible.
Food is easy to spend a lot of money on, man.
It is.
And
I like to eat,
I cook a lot at home, so.
Oh, see. Well, I mean, I know for him, he doesn't cook as much, but he eats at home because my mom.
I chop it up in there sometimes.
But
Should I chop it up?
but you guys go out a lot more. You and Sarah, you guys go eat and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, $100 dinner or whatever, $100 on in 2 nights, once every couple weeks is a lot.
I mean, no, not usually.
A $50 night. Food, drinks. It's hard not to spend $50 if you're gonna go have drinks and food.
I suppose it's true.
You know. So I mean, it depends, but I mean, it can add up.
Yeah.
And how much you gotta figure out how much expendable income you got, and like all that shit. So you got it's you gotta be more aware than anything. Not aware, but actively aware.
Yeah.
Right. So paying attention, like Dave's saying, to create that schedule to understand. Okay, man, Monday through Friday.
Trains your brain to
See, and I know how to
routine.
do these things.
Exactly.
Right. I can do these things
Implement
fairly
them.
You just don't follow it.
I just don't.
Implement them.
That's the difference. I can, don't, could, would, don't.
Need to.
It always goes back to don't.
Need to, should be, can be.
Don't.
Won't.
Will.
Don't.
Well, also, I mean, you gotta make your money work for you somehow.
I'm trying. That's what I would like to do.
Just spending money.
Have some revenue from a secondary source. Podcast.
Well, yeah, right. I get that.
Yeah, maybe eventually, but
Yeah.
until then, you gotta find
that's
a more.
the goal. You know what I'm saying?
Eventually, but I mean, until then,
Yeah.
you gotta find a secondary income that is right now viable. You can't live like in yesterday
Or start investing.
or tomorrow.
I'm real. When I brought up this conversation,
I don't know
it was more
how.
or less
I don't
for
know
us
what
to
tomorrow
get on a
will live there,
relatable
so.
level. Because at some point in time, we probably all reckless spending.
Adam be living
Without a
in.
doubt.
So that's what I was trying to.
I'm not trying to say that I'm not. I know the way. I'm still sometimes in your shoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm at a point where it's just bills. The bills to income is like. So for me, I'm just like, all right, well, don't gotta worry about spending. Nothing to spend, baby. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Shots fired at
But
myself.
but you're also taking care of it.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I take care of my bills and shit.
That's true. There's a difference between broke and
Exactly.
Oh, well, I'm not saying I'm just saying I ain't after everything's done, it's done.
Which I told you.
Toast.
I mean, look, it costs me a lot of money to fill my gas tank now. That's part of it.
You know, gas is a big thing, especially it's going up. But
it was 318.
Yeah, it can get up there. 340.
There's other elements at play, you know, but is what it is. Feeling dude, the car realistically cost me a fucking lot of money.
Oh yeah.
There's iPass fill up, fucking insurance, car payment.
I've been I mean, that's a lot. I mean, but
that's part
you know,
of it.
you just got to be aware of what your situation is and just plan and live accordingly.
For sure.
You know.
Excuse me. I definitely agree. Yeah.
Excuse me, shit.
Shut up. I know I talked
You live in the past. You knew that was gonna happen, motherfucker. Yeah. So the way
if I live in the past,
well, I see it is you're supposed to do that shit before we start the podcast. I don't hear no yawns.
So
then tomorrow you're apparently there as well.
But if I'm living in the past, then aren't you there?
So wouldn't you know that you did that or this was gonna happen? So you should have known. Because you went yesterday and tomorrow.
Wouldn't you be there with me in the past if you're here right now and I'm living in the past?
No, you're the time traveler.
I feel like that's.
I'm still in the same situation I was. You came back there to fuck with shit. Mr. Butterfly Effect. What's next?
Conspiracy theorist. I think. Only other thing we got here is just a couple of new albums that came out.
I swear I thought about new music today, but like mid-afternoon.
There wasn't a whole lot of anything.
Schoolboy came out.
Maybe?
I believe so.
The full
See, that's why Apple Music is.
I believe so.
Man, I didn't know about that.
This is why Apple Music is trash.
I think it came out.
Because I go to new albums and they give me fucking Beyonce Homecoming, which just, and it's a live album, but it's like literally all her old joints.
Wait, it's just. It is just a single. I took that back. It's called Chopsticks.
So then I go back to my original point.
And, somebody else, Travis Scott, I think.
Yep. I thought it was the album for some reason.
No.
So I'll go back to my original point. No music really came out very much.
I thought that was the full album too because of the way that the promo was.
Yeah, it looked like they listed everything, right?
Well, no. So I meant like they had like a commercial for it or whatever, and it was Chopsticks, the song. There's a bunch of like ballerinas dancing around and stuff. So I was like, oh, this is the album.
Oh, like how big they made it seem.
Right.
Okay. Let's see who came out. I got
Beyonce.
Yeah, that's about it.
Which is just a collection of all her old joints that she performed at Coachella that are now live on this album called Homecoming.
Right.
Also had Tech Nine dropping an album called Nina. And as I was telling the guys earlier, listen, Tech Nine uses the number 9 in place of all of his I's, like the letter I. It doesn't work the same way. It's not a thing.
No, it's not. But, you know,
especially when, like, a 9 when it's Jonathan.
But I guess,
man. Is it Ninka? Ninka? How do you...
I guess if he,
he said Ninka?
I think as long as you spell your name like that, then it's okay.
I don't think so. I don't believe so at all, but that's just me.
Well, yeah, no new music came out. I want a new Rick Ross album to come out, man, because I just want an album like that. Honestly, if I'm being fully honest, I have not listened to anything other than Nipsey Hussle since he passed, and I do not plan on listening to anything other than Nipsey Hussle for the foreseeable future.
I've just been having it on shuffle, to be honest. I listened to Nipsey for a couple of days, and now, you know, if anything comes on, great, I'll listen to it, but I've just been on shuffle.
No, I honestly, I've just been listening to, like, Nipsey just running through his
catalog. There's a few albums I've been meaning to revisit. Late Registration, I've been meaning to go back and listen to that.
Been on a Kanye?
No. But that's just one that I've been planning on. I don't want to be on Kanye like that, pause, because it's just not something I'm trying to do. But, and there's some other Good Kid, Mad City. That's another one.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that again. Honestly, it would probably be a good idea at this point right now in the year, because it's such a downtime, it seems, in terms of music, to go revisit some albums that, like, you don't get the chance to go back and hear once in a while.
This is usually why I leave it on shuffle, but let me tell you, when I'm on shuffle, I skip
way too much. I've learned. Yeah. I don't. By the time you find your song, you're at your destination. It's just like Netflix. By the time you find the shit you want to watch, you're going to bed. That's it. Like, I'm not watching anything at this point on Netflix. I found it, but I'm not watching it.
I don't have a remote for the TV in my room, so I have to get up and turn it off, and that's a major inconvenience. So I don't even.
Oh, you don't have a remote for your TV? I got a remote. Also, I use the Netflix, so I'd be on sleep Netflix.
I'm gonna need a universal remote soon. Get on that shit, because
they got those smart remotes.
They do. I tried to download one for my phone, like an app for the universal thing, but Didn't
work?
find one that worked.
Sucks to
Yeah, it
be
was really terrible.
You.
But yeah, do you have any other music things you want to talk
So
about?
yeah, couple honorable mentions. Lizzo. She's a female rapper singer.
Don't know who that is.
She's dope.
Is that the one where the covers were like naked just now? I just seen. Okay, yeah. Oh, I noticed that 'cause she was naked.
Right.
Fair enough.
She's really expressive. She's,
See now, if girls walk past naked, that's a whole different story.
well, that's a totally different story.
It's like a dog naked, that's like, nobody cares. A man walking past naked, everybody just thinks it's a pervert. A girl walking past naked, everybody's perverts. That's how that goes.
It is typically how
That's how that goes.
the way things, yeah.
But that never happens.
No,
Girls don't just never walk past naked.
That's so true. Yeah.
this is true. Although, let me tell you, I'm on Twitter, right? And there's a bajillion women now who have an OnlyFans page. It's gotten to the point where I just anticipate that the women who are on Twitter, somewhere in their Rolodex, have a naked picture. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's just what I think. Huh?
I agree with that.
I'm pretty sure it's what it is.
Like the Rolodex meaning what? In their phone?
Yeah, like the camera roll on their page.
Oh, like
Yeah.
public?
Because they have, like, there's different tabs.
You can look at there's other pictures on Twitter? I don't do anything on Twitter, actually. I haven't visited in like
It's
a week.
literally just like a different version of Facebook, and go to their profile, look at their, like, media. You know?
I just literally thought you get to type words.
It's not only
Come look at my page.
It's not only
but
hoes
there's no
that I'm
page to
trying to
look
look
at.
for on Twitter. Let me just disclaim that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
But I mean, just
It's good. Get back to this now.
we're just talking about Twitter.
So Lizzo.
That was a bad mother. Just talking about Twitter.
Her album's called "Cause I Love You." But yeah,
I mean, she's kind of thick, so
that's definitely something you should check out.
never mind.
Also, there is Drug Dealer. They're an alt band,
I was gonna say, what are you advertising here, man?
but
Drug dealers and shit.
those guys are pretty cool though.
Like, what kind of music do they play? Like rock, or
Classic
is it-
rock, yeah, I guess. Like,
Interesting.
why are they called drug dealers? Because it's a band
Drug
and
dealer.
there's more than one.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Fair use.
Fair use. F you.
Penny.
Exactly.
Did you just patent pen?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
So,
drug
yeah.
dealer
Yeah,
and
drug-
Lizzo.
Lizzo. Yeah.
Okay. Pretty cool. How many guys in that band?
6 or 7.
Somebody should teach them.
How many guys are in a typical band? Band
4.
guys. 4?
3 or 4.
Somebody should teach the drug dealer. Plural.
There are a lot of good rock groups that are duos.
I don't know how to pluralization, not plural. That doesn't sound right. Somebody should teach me words.
Vocabulary.
Basically.
Again,
We
it's why
just
it's a
learned
short-lived rap career.
Yes, man.
Be better.
Oh, also,
I'm gonna come on with it.
there was another album that came out. But that came out 2 weeks ago, but I just discovered it. Your Old Droog. The album's It Wasn't Even Close.
What?
The
Your old group.
yeah, the rapper's name is Your Old Droog.
Oh, Droog?
Droog.
I had
like
no idea. I was like, I thought you said Euro.
How is that spelled?
Euro Drew or
Droog.
Droog. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like D-R-U-G-E.
Right.
I just had
Something
to ask
along
you
those
because I couldn't. I didn't hear it, and I just thought I heard something different.
Yeah, this dude
So
is
when
like,
you do that, you just
dude
need to
is
make
like
sure.
Straight New York. But just
Rapper?
like, yeah, just rugged hip hop shit.
Yeah. And how you discovered it by chance?
So he's Droog works with Action Bronson, Alchemist, Conway, Westside,
Wow.
Derringer.
A lot of
So
what's up rappers, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Although Action Bronson don't like when you talk about him and Ghostface.
What do you mean? I didn't hear about that.
He threatened like a host. He said, "I will put you through a wall, or I should put
Action
you through a wall."
Bronson?
Yeah, because he
You're
brought up
talking
the.
about Vlad, I think, right?
No, I don't think it was Vlad.
No?
Although most people probably want to put Vlad through a fucking wall. Vlad's a terrible
Fair enough.
interviewer.
He really is.
Vlad has the worst
I
interview
don't
skills.
like watching him at all.
Dude, he gets great guests and they talk about great shit, but I don't believe it's to any credit of his.
So half of being an interviewer is asking the right questions, and the other half is having a personality and
He has
and
neither.
translate. And it's like
I don't think he is either,
I
dude.
don't want to watch you.
Like, yeah, that's crazy.
These
So I
are
was
people
saying,
that
like,
make
it's
things.
all that's his response to all follow-ups are, yeah, that's crazy. That's his follow-up. Terrible interviewer. Whatever. But I don't know who he said it to, but apparently they brought up the comparison between him and Ghostface. You know how there's
Oh,
that.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh, you didn't? You never knew that? You don't hear Ghostface in action?
Not so much.
Wow. I mean, I mean, you once you know it's action, I guess.
The cadence, I guess.
You know-
But no, like even the light, the really I don't know how to describe the voice.
See,
Really kind of light voice, if that makes
I
sense.
definitely see what you're saying, but I would in my head I'm already separating them.
Oh, and most people do.
Their differences. Yeah.
But if you were to just, it's very easy to have heard if you just jump in on a action song, if you listen just for a few seconds,
I'm actually-
you might mistake it for Ghostface for a second.
I am interested to test that to see where I would stand on that.
Yeah, it just has to happen.
Because it's just like right
Unbeknownst
now,
to you.
I don't want to sound like I'm just being negative and saying like, no, I don't hear that. But
No,
like,
you're-
no, you're
necessarily
right.
a
No, it's
negative,
not. It's
positive
not
thing,
negative.
though.
I
Yeah,
just
it's not
like, I
negative.
just like can't really see how you couldn't distinguish the two from each other.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's negative.
Until I'm actually
One.
gonna like look into it.
Number one, it's not negative
Yeah.
at all. I don't think it is because
It's not slander.
the
it's just
reason
saying they don't
the
sound
way
like-
I said it is if you were
I just can't see it or hear it
Yeah.
right now. Yeah.
and I'm with you, but the way I kind of said it is if you were to and it has to happen unbeknownst to you, organically.
Yeah.
Like let's say you just happen to let's say you got in my car and I was playing action and you didn't know it and you're like, oh, is this you might mistake it for Ghostface because he's got the same, like you said, the cadence, the voice is similar.
I
And they
get,
kind
like,
of-
I
and they're
can
kind
definitely
of-
get why you would say that.
And they're
Now,
both
thinking about it, yeah.
they're both random in a sense,
Yes, action more so.
more so, but Ghostface better.
Ghostface has more abstract references to like throwback shit.
Yeah,
When action just says random shit.
just randomness.
which is they're both dope.
They're both dope.
Yeah, right.
to
It's
their
kind of how I
credits,
rap too.
respectively
you know?
to
Just
their
random
both.
as fuck.
I mean,
But I will say that in a random cadence that they both have, Ghostface does it better. Bronson does it more.
I get you.
Not to say Bronson
Yeah,
doesn't
so
do
right,
it
yeah.
well himself,
Yeah, Ghost
You
does
know?
it better.
but I think
Ghost-
a savvy
Ghost
rap
Demon.
fan,
Yeah.
those who can identify voices, you know what I mean? Those who are just a rap savvy fan, you know what I mean? Somebody
His
who
ear is trained.
yeah,
to the
you have a
sound of-
trained ear in order to be able to say, oh man, that's for sure this person, that's for sure this person.
Yeah.
Then you'll know. Be like, no, that's not Ghost, man. I've been listening to Ghost since fucking, 36, there's no way that's Ghost. You'll know that. But if you happen to just kind of stumble upon it, I think that's when you may do it. And I think that's what the majority of people happen to have stumbled upon, and that's why they've said it. I don't
I
think
totally
it's
see what
ever
you're
been,
saying.
oh no, that's
totally
for
see what
sure.
you're
He's mimicking Ghost,
Yeah.
Although, now that I say it, I think I have heard people say, or maybe bring it
Although
up.
maybe he is.
No,
Maybe
not
he
that he is. He may be mimicking that
Although,
motherfucker.
you know what, that motherfucker's probably lying.
No, I think I have heard people say that, or it's been brought up that are you copying him? But most people, like I said, I think the savvy rap fan, the well trained ear knows,
So
and they're respectful about
He
it.
took the Kobe approach.
Yeah.
Just copied every bit of your swag.
But hey, man, I mean, they're both respectfully dope.
Yeah.
And
One's a legend, one's a could be legend.
could be. Oh, I mean, a legend in the making for sure. But as Action's a renaissance man.
Full disclosure, I don't know a
Also-
whole lot about his
How
catalog.
so?
Also, not that I don't disagree or.
So, I mean-
yeah.
He does rapping, acting, cooking,
So okay, in that sense, right?
acting, cooking.
Well, so the man was a chef before anything.
Oh yeah, and he broke his leg in the thing.
Right.
That's how he started rapping and
Right.
shit. But even to this day, I mean, you think it everything he touches, he's very charismatic. I think that's what really helps him in the largest sense of anything.
His character.
Yes. He's very worldly.
Yeah, definitely.
He doesn't speak in an ignorant manner.
Truth.
Not that there's any. I mean, look, man. I know people that
I
speak
agree.
real fucked up, but probably more intelligent than some of the people most people you ever meet. You know,
I know the same people.
The way you speak isn't necessarily the way you think. You know, and
although it's a pretty good indicator sometimes.
So I said not necessarily.
Exactly, yeah, in certain situations.
Not necessarily, I said. I didn't say for sure.
I said sometimes.
You know, but yeah, I mean, you should it's a never judge it. But the problem is, I think the way society is, why wouldn't you want to depict that you're, show that you have that ability, you know? I don't know. I mean, because if it's yourself, like the way you speak is the way you speak, right?
Exactly.
I think the difference comes in knowing when you have to speak in a more different manner. Not that it's because you should be different than yourself, but because the situation calls for a more formal you. You know, there should be different yous. There could be a street you, a hood, a street you, an educated you, a corporate you. You know what I mean? Athlete. You know what I mean? All these things.
I saw something that blew my mind the other day too. It was like everybody who you know and interact with, they see a different you than you know.
Yo, that fucked me up. Nobody even knows the real you.
It was like there's endless amounts of you.
Man,
I was like, whoa.
That's some real shit though.
That was crazy because it's like, man, that's nuts.
Whole mind up, yo.
Yeah.
Man, so crazy. But that.
So what do you think?
But that reminds me because I was gonna say right before you said there's that rapping teacher from Chicago.
Yeah, right.
Like, I mean, not that. I mean, it's just cool because you can wear two capes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in a setting such as that, where you're trying to get you through to the youth, right? Who, in this day and age, are different than we were when we were younger.
Most definitely.
Right? Their attention spans less. They don't care about as many things. They like music. So you got to find a way to tap into that and also trick them into learning. And that's what's dope about that guy. You know, there's this other. There's a clip of a doctor who like dances to get his patients, nice and comfortable. You know what I mean? Like
pediatrics, I think, right?
Huh? Okay. Pediatrics, right? So the children, they might be nervous or they might have some sort of illness that they can't, they're not comfortable with everybody. And he'll come in and he has a little dance and they already know it, so they're ready to do it. And that's another sense of wearing two capes, man. You're there to help these people, but helping doesn't always mean with the medicine as much as, the hospital is a cold, not very inviting place, man. So when you bring a child there,
it is what it is.
It's it. It has to be sterile. It has to be cold. It has to be all these things that make you uncomfortable to be there, because it needs to be these things so you can leave there hopefully in a better place. So it's dope that there's doctors there that exist, that are willing to go the extra mile, right? This child I need to help, but they won't let me. How can I help them help me?
Yeah.
Right? And to go further into that, those are the best human beings.
Yeah.
Some of the best, yeah.
Some of the best. Not the best. I don't want to say it. But they are some of the best. You're right. Some of the best.
That's why there's a lot of beloved comedians out there,
It's true, man. Laughter is important.
Put somebody in a better mood than where they started, But yeah, I mean that's all. I'm getting.
I think that's.
Apparently, I'm yawning like a bitch.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end it.
This is the first episode where you've been yawning and we haven't been.
Right. I yawned a couple times, but you were yawning. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what it is, people. Friday. It
was a long week. We started, man.
Yeah.
But this was
I got these old middle-aged dad pennies on.
They're monarchs, though.
They are middle-aged dad looking, but they're dope.
Though.
They're dope kick.
They are, and you might remember these from a different video I did here, but I didn't. It wasn't a podcast. It was during one of those weeks off due to winter storming.
Yeah.
So I figured, fuck it, it doesn't count.
So window open, so I said, fuck it.
And I did a little roll call, trying to figure out, what I have left, and there's still probably like 5-6 other pairs.
All right, it's getting warm.
It's getting warm.
I'm gonna start the cycle over again, you know what I mean? Like Smokey with the $100,
Oh.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So I'm about to go back to the whatever the first kick. I'm gonna go all the way back to the first episode and I'm gonna rock those. For the next
I'm gonna have to
35,
recycle,
right?
you know what I mean?
Right.
But
Or
Same cycle.
hopefully I have some time to get some shoes in the middle
same
of that.
joints, same outfit.
Same outfit.
Same
But if
size.
y'all ain't got anything
I
else,
ain't doing nothing.
No,
No, my shit. This is my rotation throughout the whole thing.
That's it. Nah, that's it, man. I ain't got nothing else.
well then let's get the fuck up out of here.
For sure, man.
So number one, let me bring it back to the beginning and happy birthday and shout out to Redman.
Yeah.
Waiting
Indeed.
for that music. Opposite shout out to Glenn.
Opposite shout out to
Because
Glenn.
it just wouldn't be a Kiona
O
Kasson podcast
S
episode.
G baby.
GLE double and Glenn.
So thank y'all for tuning in. That was episode 39. I am your host Adam, and for my brother Osama and the homie Dave Stacks somewhere out there. We'll holler at y'all next week, man.
One.
and a piece.